Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Vid Productions video. I decided that I'm going to do this build entirely from start to finish, and this is going to be the HO train station that I am going to be using in my N-scale layout. Yes, you heard me right, a HO train station in my N-scale layout. So, if you want to see how I get this kit together, and let's watch this video. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome to Vinny Vid Productions video. Hi, I'm Vinny and the channel is called BNSF 6951. On my channel, I show tips, tricks, techniques, and how-tos on laying track, doing scenery, doing electrical work, and much, much more. If you guys are interested in something like this, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to thumbs up. That'll get you notified when I'm doing a new video or a live stream. Oh, that's right. I do live streams on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyhow, with all that being said, let's get on with this video. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now. Alright guys and gals, we're going to start a new project here, and you can see this is an Amtrak station and it is HO. But I have built this model for someone about a year and a half ago, and when I got halfway through, I put an HO car next to it and it looked really not an HO kit. I put one of my N-scale cars in it and it worked a lot better. So what I am going to do is I am going to do this kit, and wherever I have to modify it to make it look like N-scale, I will do that. Now what I'm talking about is all the doors. The doors have to be modified to N-scale. The windows I can leave alone because they are, could be, could not be, whatever. So basically the only thing I have to do is modify the doors. Anyhow, let's get on with this project. So stay tuned and we will be right back. Alright guys, let's see what's in this kit. So first of all, we have the foundation, and we have the wall sections, and I cut one off just to see how it's going to look and feel for the kit. Then we have the upper trim, which is this stuff here, and then my doors and windows. Now you see I can get away with the windows in N-scale. Windows really come in all different sizes, but what I can't get away with are the doors. So those I'm going to try and modify. So what else you get in here? It looks like there is extended sidewalks that go around the perimeter, and this is the roof. And there's one more section that I actually have out on my layout right now, just to see how it's going to fit. Anyhow, let's fold this bag up around the glazing so the glazing don't get scratched. And we'll put this, come on, like that. And they give you a bunch of Amtrak signs and stuff like that. Now remember, there is no Amtrak that actually runs on my P-Vine sub. This is going to be a train, a commuter train that's going to go back and forth to Williams to drop people off that are going to the Grand Canyon. So, what I like to do is make sure that I have all the parts and pieces and stuff like that. So, what I do is I check the instructions and follow the numbers they have around here and make sure I have all the parts. And what I do as I'm doing it is I actually number the parts, so I don't have to look at the small parts twice. What I did find is a discrepancy, and I'll show you if I can get a good shot of this. Right here, see it says number 8, and over here it says number 8. This, in my opinion, should have been number 1. Because the first piece that you put here is number 2, and there is no number 1 around the entire perimeter here. So I assume that this is number 1 and number 8 is here because it does have the correct part on the parts. So with all that being said, let me get situated here and we'll start putting this thing together. Now where the doors and windows are, they do have these protrusions right here. So I'm going to use those and then I will scale my doors in between those guys. I'm sure I can make this work. Oops, sorry about that. Anyhow, like I said, let me get ready for this and we'll see how it goes from there. So stay tuned and we will be right back. Alright guys, we're going to start by putting this entire wall together right here. And once I get that done, I'll do the rest off camera and then we'll build the second stage that goes on top of this, which is all these windows here that are up on the top. And I will probably put the doors in where they belong just to keep everything all square and straight, but they will only be temporarily glued in place. So, with that being said, we're going to start here with this corner, and I do have the pieces 25 and 2. So, I want to make sure I get a nice tight corner, and you know what? This guy, he needs to get taped down because he's going to be moving and I don't want him to be moving. So we will give him a little tape job right there and a little tape job over here. That's just so it doesn't move around while I'm doing this. Alright, so take my pin out. I always need to find a place to put my pins because I always wind up losing them. Alright, so here we go. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees! I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the Cuz sent you. Number 7. There's this guy right here. Yep. All right. Here's number 7 coming right up. Hope you guys had a good New Year's. Mine was very quiet. I just stayed at home and watched the ball drop in 3 different time zones. And then I went to sleep. All right, so let's go ahead and clean this guy up a little bit. Bottom. Basically, wherever it was attached to the sprue is where you need to clean it. All right, and then again, make sure, because the bricks are very tiny, you can't even see the bricks. Just put him in place like that. Again, I'm just going to put a couple of drops. These are windows, so I might be able to get away with these guys. And then all right, so looks good so far. And like I said, I might be able to get away with those doors and windows. We'll see. If I don't say anything, well, now, well, you guys have heard it, but if I don't say anything, maybe nobody will notice. All right, so next, we got another corner piece here. He's going to line up, hopefully, with him. Okay. This is number 8. And that is number 8. And then number 9. And then number 9. But something's not right. Because if I put that all the way up against there, it's short. Everyone is tied up to where they need to be. Interesting. Nothing else in there, right? Nope, just number 8. And number 7. It doesn't line up with the embosses that they have. If I put it even with that, I got a gap of about 1/8 of an inch. But it should be up against that window, like that. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if I could zoom it in a bit. Maybe you guys will be able to see what I'm talking about. You guys can see right here in the corner. It's like this piece is not long enough. And that is number 8. Let me look and make sure that I took it off of here correctly. I'm losing my voice. All right, where we're here. Here's number 8 right here. Number 8 right there. And I marked it. Number 8. And it don't fit. And then this one is number 9. So maybe I should. The only thing I could think of is I had the door in the wrong place. Oh, that one went to sleep. Okay. Oops, wrong way. Sorry about that. The only thing I could think of is I put this door on the back side of these guys. Maybe it should be on the inside of those guys. That'll push everything that way. I think that's where my mistake is. See, they're not very clear on how to do it on the instructions. They just show you a picture. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I didn't glue it in that hard. So I should be able to move all of these guys down. Come on. All right. So what I'm thinking is I had it on the back side. I'm going to put it on the inside now. And that should be able to push everything down this way and make this corner the way it's supposed to be. All right, so let's try that again. That's why these Walther's kits, like sometimes they're like really gotta sit there and figure stuff out. All right. Yeah, I think that's going to fix the problem. So I put that there now. And then I put this guy. And bingo. That's it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this together, this whole bottom section, and I'll bring you back when that's done. So stay tuned, and we'll be back in a few. Alright guys, what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and install this upper row of windows on here. And if you notice on here, there is a flat edge for these windows to sit into. And so that's what we're going to do next. So we've got a little corner piece here. I already started doing this on this side here. We've got a little corner piece here and then this full piece here. So let's go ahead and do this and be on our merry way. So there's going to be a 90-degree here, which would be a small one. And let's see. Now we need number 28. Let me see. 28. Is there a number 28? Alright guys, I told you I was going to bring this out to the layout and show you what it's going to look out there, but you know what? I just thought I might as well just go ahead and put this upper roofing on, because that pretty much is going to finish this model. So, with that being said, we're going to start with these guys. Now, on these, you can see that there's two of these bosses. I'm going to use the lower one to mount it on here, because when I look at the picture on the box, I can see that it's flush down here at the bottom. So that's what we're going to do. And then the upper one is where the upper roof would sit into. They're calling this a roof. I guess I would call it the lower roof, and then there'll be an upper roof. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and put these guys together, just this one side, and then I'll continue the rest off camera. So these are all my parts right here. And so let us begin. Now, if I take this off of here, put it flat on here, which doesn't sit flat, because this thing is warped. Anyhow, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the camera right now, and I'm going to go get a couple of my weights. I'll be back in a flash. Alright guys, well, this is like a very fun kit to do, because it's like modeling by numbers. Like I said earlier, if you follow the numbers on here and start with this one as number 1, and then continue 2 through all the way around this way, and then continue up here around this way. It's pretty easy, and I took a couple of breaks in here, but if I would have stayed on this kit, it would have been like about 2 hours to do it. Anyhow, this is what that top piece is going to look like, and it can only go on the model in one way. And of course, I'm not going to glue it down, because there will be lights in here also. And I think this is the way it's going to go. Now it's got this, let's see if I can get over here, this groove around here like this. So it'll sit inside the building, like that. Yeah, like that. Now, for the finishing touch, and this roof, believe it or not, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is warped. So I'm gonna have to put some sort of reinforcements down here. That's a pretty thick piece of plastic. I bet you that's at least 2 millimeters thick. Anyhow, it'll just hopefully just slide right into place here. And there you go. Yeah, this one really warped. Holy mackerel. Anyhow, I don't think I'm going to do anything with the doors on here because I think it's going to look all right. Of course, I'm going to paint everything. So I'm going to go put this out on the layout and show you where it's going to be. And we'll continue from there. So stay tuned and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, if you remember in this video I showed you that the roof that came with the kit was warped. So I thought I'd be a smart guy and try something different. So what I did was I figured a little bit of heat would straighten this puppy out. Unfortunately, it did the exact opposite. So let me show you what the roof looks like now and what I did to get it to look like that. Here's my roof. You can see the circle right there. Yes, I put it on my stove and turned the heat on and thought maybe that it would straighten this out, but it really totally messed it up. You can see all the indentations from where I had my my 1, 2, 3 blocks. So this roof right now is garbage. Anyhow, luckily my daughter, the youngest one who lives here in Arizona, she's into hobbies also, and she was able to, once I drew out everything, she was able to cut me out a new roof. So I'm going to do one of my techniques on this roof, and I'm going to show you that because that's going to be the next step we're going to do. And then while this is setting up and drying and all that stuff, we'll continue on with some more of the painting. So stay tuned and we will be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, we're going to move on to the colors I chose for this build. For the roof, I'm going to use this khaki. It's a camouflage color, Krylon. For the trim, which is all of this stuff right here, oops, I'm going to be using this brown, and this is called Espresso. And for the walls, I'm not 100% sure which color I'm going to use here. I think I'm leaning towards this one. I'm not 100% sure. Also, the doors and windows, according to what I see in the picture, are the same color as this trim, which is the brown. I don't know if I want to do that yet. And then for the sidewalks, I'll be using these Testors light aircraft gray, which I think is a good color for concrete. Anyhow, I'll get started with that, and I'll bring you back after each section is done, and we'll see how this is all going to turn out. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. Alright guys, we're out here in my little dining area on this little table that I bought a while back. Yeah, play with this roof a little bit, and I usually do this when the paint is still wet, but this paint seems to be drying really quick. So I'm going to make sort of like a gravel roof on here, and I'm going to use my fine ballast. And unfortunately, like I said, the paint dries too quick, so we're going to have to use some glue. And this is pretty much a 50-50 mixture. This is a cheap old brush. I'm just going to spread it out on here, and then we'll go ahead and sprinkle some of this ballast on here. So I know you guys see me do this a million times, but this is for my new subscribers that have not seen this procedure done. Excuse me. So we'll go ahead and start. I got wax paper under here so I don't get it on the table. I mean, this is supposed to be like a 2-seat dining area, but I really don't have enough room to do all this in my studio, if you want to call it that. And I don't want to do that in there anyhow because there's carpet in there. It'd be harder to clean if anything spills. So if I do it out here, at least I can clean the floor. Alright, so we got a pretty good spread of glue there. And so now we just take this and my little spoon and we just sprinkle away. And what falls on the wax paper, that could be used. And after you get done doing this, you'll flip it on its side and all the loose stuff will come off and only the stuff that's on the glue will stay. It's a quick and easy way to detail a roof, and I will put stuff on top of it. I got some air conditioning units I'll put on top of here, stuff like that. The kit may be HO, but everything I'm going to put around it is going to be N scale, so I'm hoping that it kind of blends in, and I know it will because I did do this build for someone else and put one of my Amtrak cars next to the building, and it looked just fine. Just make sure you got a even coating on there. Like I said, whatever is not glued down will come off, and then you'll be able to reuse that. Anyhow, give this a couple minutes to dry, and we'll see how it looks. So stay tuned, and I'll show you this. Basically, the finished product. We'll be right back in a few minutes. All right, and we are back. This is the semi-completed HO station, and I'll show you the color paints that I finally chose to use for the concrete. Let's see if I can do it there. For the concrete right here, I used this flat airport gray, airplane gray, or jet gray, something like that. Let me see if I can read it here. It says, oh, it's not even there. It used to be there. Anyhow, it's flat aircraft gray is what it's called, and it's a tester's product. For the walls, I used this camo sand color. Oops. By the way, I'm using a new camera I got here, so I don't know. The battery's kind of low, and I did not get a charger with it when I bought it. So, all right, and so the trim on the roof, I used this satin espresso. Keep wanting to go over there. And then finally, the undercolor of the roof is this khaki. It's a Krylon product. I also used some aluminum rather than painting the doors and windows the same color as the roof trim. So this is what it looks like. Now the color I painted the walls is almost the exact color the kit comes in, so really you probably won't even notice any difference. But there you go. As soon as I finish this part of the video, I'll take it out, put it on the layout, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so now we have that. Now let's get the roof on there. Now if you remember, let's do this way first. This is the roof section, and as you remember, previously in this video, we did the sand top on here. I still have to do a couple of adjustments because some of it didn't stick. But anyhow, there's the underneath part, and I painted the underneath part brown because you will see it if you look up here. So now let's see, there's only one way this roof can go on, and there is this, I call it a boss, but it will sit where it's supposed to sit once you put it on the model. And that's it, it's in place right now. So some of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of these little details up here, and these are AC units. Now I'm going to put 4 in them because this is a pretty big station, so I think it would need at least 4 of these to get it cooled down. Anyhow, with all that being said, let me get that out to the layout and let me show you what's going on out there. So we'll be back here in a minute. Alright guys, Williams is going to be the final destination for my layout, and it will be coming up here now. We had gone up there a few years ago with Sparky and the rest of us in the crew, and we stayed at a hotel. It's not exactly like that, but similar, you know. So, I mean, I could do only what I can do without doing any more scratch bills. Those happen to be Overland products. So now, let's get on to the train station. Now, the track here is not going to be here. Actually, track side is the other side of the station. I'm just doing this to show you how it's going to look with N-scale cars in front of an HO station. Anyhow, this is what it looks like. Now, tell me that doesn't look good enough to be an N-scale train station. Who's to say that there isn't 16-foot doors in a train station? Who knows? Anyhow, this is what it's going to look like, and I'll probably put these cars on display on this side here with maybe one of the steam locomotives that I had gotten from David at F&B Railroad. Anyhow, with all that being said, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video, and as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out.